scientific spirituality. My name is Metaphysical West. If it's time on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is a place for separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I will be talking about how to identify occultists or spiritualists that are the enemies of Africa. These are people that have been dedicated to working against the progress, the physical progress and spiritual evolution of African people. Yes, we have this type of people and we have lots of them in the world today. Today I'll be talking about how we can identify these people because many of them are pretending or masquerading like they are authentic practitioners, like they know more about spirituality than anybody else, like as if they are the masters of spirituality. Okay, these people, you'll be finding most of them in Western occultism, and you'll find some of them in African spirituality right here in Africa. Okay, I will first start from the ones that are Western occultists. I will tell you how to identify them, then I will go to the ones in Africa. You will know how to identify those ones. From time to time, we will see these people, they will call themselves occultists, or they are white people most times. Some of them, they are white people in black skin. There was a video I watched yesterday. This one was a black person, but what he was propounding and saying was exactly the same philosophy of these so-called white occultists. This is somebody that is claiming to know African spirituality, to know a deity. In this particular case, was talking about Anubis. As we know, Anubis is the Egyptian deity called Impu or Ampu, the god of the dead. Okay, the ones that sit at the hall of the double truth. If you are familiar with Egyptian deities, you will know Anubis. Okay, so it's a very powerful deity and it's a very popular deity. You will notice somebody talking about Anubis, and for over 15 minutes, you'll be shocked that this person never mentioned the word Africa, never mentioned the word black people. This person only mentioned the word Egyptian, because Anubis is supposed to be Egyptian. But you didn't say the word that Egypt is in Africa and Anubis is an African deity. For somebody that is claiming to be a master of occult, an occult master, why can you be omitting such important information concerning the deity you are describing? Why? This is not this happens too often all the time with Western occultists. When it comes to Egyptian deities, they try to give you the impression that Egypt is not part of Africa, that Egyptian deities are something else, is totally separate from Africa. Like they are trying to carve Egypt out, that African people cannot be Egyptians. Like Egypt have nothing to do with Africa. This is the impression that many so-called white occultists are trying to give people. But when you check historical documents, you check etymological documents, you will find out that the opposite is the case. That the so-called world civilization that Europeans are claiming came from Africa, the so-called Greek civilization, where they say Greek is the origin of civilization in Europe, in the world. The Greece, the so-called Greece, all of them came to study in Africa. All the things that the Greek knew, they got from the African people, from the ancient Egyptian people. Who are the ancient Egyptian people? They are people from Kush, from the Kushan Empire, people from Ethiopia, people from West Africa, Central Africa. These are black people. Okay, Kush is modern day Sudan. There are over 230 pyramids still standing in Sudan as we speak right now. And these pyramids predated the ones in Egypt. Why can you call yourself an occultist? You say you have been studying, you are a master of these subjects. Why do they always omit these facts that are very, very obvious? Why? Why? They always omit it. Then they always give this impression that Egyptian civilization was not the first civilization, that Sumeria came before Egypt. If you trace history once again, the ancient Egyptians, as we say, even Egyptians, even ancient too, Kushite was more ancient than the ancient Egyptians. These people predated Sumeria by thousands of years, not hundreds, at least 3,000 years. So why I always give you the impression that Sumeria came before Egypt? Why? This is to show that somebody is trying to cut, to change world history, to give you the impression that African people are not the first people on this planet, that the Sumerian people are the first people on this planet. Why are they doing this? They are trying to depict African people as people that have no relevance in the world, that don't contribute anything to world history or world civilization, that are like, let me say, subhuman species, like a kind of, they want to classify Africans as animals, like a subclass of animals with other primates that have nothing to do with development or any innovation or civilization in this world. This is how hateful these people are towards African people, to make sure that nothing good comes from us, nothing good is ascribed to African people. This is the mentality of the white supremacy we have today. And you're going to see this in the mentality of many Western occultists. For somebody calling himself a master of occultism, I believe you must have studied the hidden history of the world. This is what they study in all the Western secret societies. You cannot be a Freemason, a Rosicrucian, a Client Templar, a Skulls and Bones member to, let's say, by the time you get to grade 6 or degree 6, that you will not know all these things that I'm talking about. So you cannot call yourself a master of occultism. Then you come out on the public, you open your YouTube channel, you are omitting these important details, but yet you want to talk about African deity, you want to talk about Egyptian deities, but you are trying to give the impression that Egyptian people are not African people and they are not black people. This means that you are hiding something. This means that you hate black people, you hate Africa, and you are Africa. This is one way we know these occultists, okay? Anybody that will not speak the truth about African people, that will not stand for it, that will not even mention it, and that will even seek to distort it. If you have any occultist that is like this, just know that this person is an enemy of Africa. That person is not working with any good African spirits. That person is working with spirits that are enemies of Africa. But they are claiming to be working with African deities so that you can believe them, so that they can hijack your spirituality and destroy you and end your spiritual career, your spiritual progression. This is the essence of these people. This is why these people come out. They are not here to help you to grow spiritually. They are here to stifle your spirituality. This is why I always say the spirit world is always full of a lot of scams, a lot of spiritual vampires, spiritual leeches, criminals, bloody liars, scallywags. You're going to see these people in the part of spirituality. Okay, that's why you need to study this stuff. And that is part of the reason why I teach this stuff with a low price. I make sure that I want this knowledge to go far, because I know what is happening in the spirit realm, what is happening in the spirit world. I live here, for crying out loud. I see all these things. So when you see anybody that will deny African history, you claim it to be a master, like this bastard I saw his video yesterday, claiming to be a master, you're calling yourself occultist, you're describing a deity, you're omitting important information like this. So what are you doing here? This is a clear information. It is clear. We have the scientific evidence. We have well-documented historical evidence beyond reasonable doubt all over the places. There's nothing you can hide anymore. This is the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment. But yet you are still propounding this kind of lies, removing Egypt from Africa. This intense hatred for the people of Africa. And you claiming to be black. You have black. I wonder how you got your black skin. Maybe you are using shoe polish. You cannot do one single thing, one single finger, your pinky, you can't raise it one single finger to move Africa forward. Just to say one sentence of truth. You will never find it in this, any iota of truth in any of these Western occultists. This is why I hate these people. Because the spirit that they work with are evil spirits. Spirits that hate African people, spirits that seek to destroy African people. And yet you claim to be spiritual masters. You are evil spiritualists. You are the enemies of Africa. This is what they are, the enemies of Africa. This is why me and these people don't see eye to eye. They are not good. Whatever deities they are working with don't want to see liberation upon this world. They don't want to see peace upon this world. They don't want to see happiness upon this world. These spirits they are working with are not happy spirits. They don't want African people to progress. They don't want truth to prevail. These are the kind of spirit that a lot of Western occultists work with. Spirit of lies, evil spirit, dirty spirit. These are spirits I will not even talk to, that cannot even come close to me. This is what they are working with. But they are going to deceive many people, especially people that don't know anything about spirituality. When you see these ones online talking, put all kind of props on their channel, you think that they are masters of spirituality, trying to give the impression that they are higher, that they are some gurus. The more I realize that my purpose, this is why I need to be out here. This is why people like me need to be out here. Quite natural, I don't consider myself as a spiritual master or guru. I hate that name. I choose to answer simple name if in West. I don't want anything master or specialist or baba, those kind of name of titles. But I've seen this spiritual part. I've seen that there's a gap. The people that are supposed to be doing this spiritual work from Africa, they are not doing their job. They have failed. The people that were supposed to do this work, they have left their positions. This is why I'm here. I am just filling the gap because some people fail to do their job. I'm not supposed to be here, quite naturally. I never imagined that I'll be doing this one day, that I'll be having a YouTube channel talking about spirituality. If you ask me to choose, I'd rather be lying down in the beach, swimming, doing my diving, and exploring underwater. But I'm here today. Why am I here today? Some people failed to do their job. So I have to cover. I have nothing to do. I have to sacrifice the kind of life that I want to live. I have to sacrifice those luxuries. There's no time for luxury. This is time for war. Okay? Maybe in my next life I will enjoy it. But now I have to fill in gap because some of us have failed to do their job. Now I come here, I see this kind of scallywag talking trash about Africa. You have lots of books. You have lots of material. That's why I always emphasize a lot of documents. I've even written a book because all these things are clear to see for everybody. Then somebody calling himself a spiritual person, you are omitting these simple facts. You are working for the other side now. The evil spirits, we see them all the time. We have many of them on YouTube. I'm on YouTube, they are also on YouTube. I'm doing my good work, they are doing their evil work. From time to time, we clash. I have clashed with many of these people. I have called out many of these evil spiritualists. You claim to have all this spiritual power. You talk with spirit. You talk about deities like they are your houseboy, that you and them are first name levels. But you are still struggling like me. I'm even more better than many of you. I won't get money past many of you now. But una put on for evil things because una hate Africa so much. I wonder what Africa do now. What did Africa do to any of you people? What did black people do now? Western occultists, what did black people do to you people? Why did you hate Africa so much? What did we do to you guys? Tell us. Maybe we can do some restitution. Tell us what we did to you people. Why did you hate us so much that you cannot even say one line of truth for these people? And yet you claim to be some spiritual masters or something. What kind of spirituality are you practicing? Spirituality of envy, hatred, destruction, jealousy. This is the spirituality you practice. How can we see eye to eye? Okay? How can we see eye to eye? Now you're going to see these people now. Somebody is talking yesterday that for you to contact spirits, you have to speak their language. This person is talking about Anubis, an Egyptian deity. You are not even talking about any African language. Okay? This person is not even talking about the Mudi nature, the one the Western people call hieroglyphics or Mudi nature. People are still speaking that language till today. Okay? If you come to West Africa, you're going to see a derivation of this Mudi nature being spoken presently in Sierra Leone, West Africa, in parts of Ghana. You're going to see it still clearly be spoken today. This Mudi nature language of ancient Egypt, this hieroglyphic language. It is not a dead language. You can still learn it. People are still translating it. People are learning it more and more. And people are using it. You are not even saying that they should speak Mudi nature. You're taking people to Lemuria. So if I want to talk to Anubis, I need to go and find out how to speak Lemuria, right? People that have passed on more than 300 million years ago. Do you see your sense? Which kind of sense you get? When this Western occultist, this evil spirit want to deceive you, they will take you far away from the truth. They want to give the impression that they are higher than you, that they are superior to you, that they have hidden knowledge. You have to go into hot topics like this. Internet will be cutting. I don't know if somebody is watching me. Internet is not supposed to cut. I have full-fledged access to internet. Okay? I have noticed that many of these people will rather die than say anything truthful about Africa. I will have this person that is saying this thing now. I want this person to show me just one spoon from Lemuria. If this person can show me one spoon from Lemuria, just one spoon, not a share, not a table, spoon, one tiny thing, I will learn it. You are saying we should speak Lemuria when we have not finished speaking Mudi nature. And we all know that the Mudi nature is the sacred language of the ancient Egyptians. And we know that the ancient Egyptians are African people, black African people. The name Kemet means black, land of the black people. Okay, Kemet, the original name of Egypt is black. Okay, I practice Kemetic spirituality. You cannot say this word from your mouth and you call yourself a black man. What kind of black man are you? You are not black. Just bleach your skin. Let know you are one of them. Then you say we should go and speak Lemuria to talk to Anubis. For the information of this person and the general public, I have seen Anubis. Okay, when I first made contact with Egyptian deities, Anubis was the first deity that came to me. He manifested with sand, like the desert sand. I have seen this deity. Okay, I have made contact with this deity. What is wrong with my internet today? I'm sorry, I think I will have to shorten this live chat. What the fuck, man? I'm coming, let me call this out. Let me change my network. I can't work like this. Just please, you guys, you hang on. I'm going to change this internet network. Something is wrong.